right, let's do another one like the one we did in class today. Given this theta, please determine the 6 trigonometric functions. So sine of theta, cosine, tangent, cosecant, secant, and cotangent of theta. Sine of theta. Well, first off, what does this even look like, right? Let's convert this into degrees, which might help us visualize it. Let's convert this into degrees. So we'll multiply by 180 over pi. The pi's will cancel. 180 divided by 6 is 30. Well, let me do it in a few steps. That's going to give me 5 times 180 over 6, as these pi's canceled out. 180 divided by 6 is 30. It's going to be 5 times 30. And, oh, wait a second. Negative. Okay, and that's just going to be a negative 150 degrees. Now that I can visualize. That, given this beautifully drawn circle, this beautifully drawn unit circle, X, Y. Given this circle, I can see that negative 150 degrees would be like, well, this is always my starting leg. It's going to be like almost 180, but like minus a little bit. Minus 30 if we're going to be exact. So something like that. Like that. Yeah. There we go. So that right there is negative 150 degrees, or just, I'm going to abbreviate it, theta. What is this point here? Well, in this case, it's going to have a negative x value and a negative y value. But I know some stuff about this triangle that I want to illustrate. Let me pull this triangle out over here. At this point, pause the video if you need a quick refresher on special right triangles. Okay, welcome back after your quick refresher on special right triangles. As you guys can see from this one, this is a 30, 60, 90 triangle. We know that this generally follows the following ratio. Times x, times x, times x. We also know that because this is our unit circle, we know one of the lengths of this triangle. We know one of the lengths of this triangle. In this case, it's not going to be 2. How much is it going to be? Well, let's see. This is a unit circle, so we know that that value is 1, that value is 1, that value is negative 1, negative 1. But in all of these cases, the magnitude, the distance from the center to the edge doesn't change. This is still 1. This value right here is 1. So what are we multiplying by? What is x equal to? X is going to be a half. So this side is 1. And this side is going to be root 3 over 2. This side is going to be 1 times 1/2. And let me now draw it with the sides illustrated. 1/2, 1, root 3 over 2. But wait a second, we said that the x here was negative, and the y here was negative. Okay, now I've done everything I need to. What is sine of this theta? I guess theta is really this right here. But what is sine of this? It's going to be sine of negative 150 degrees, or it's going to be opposite over hypotenuse. Sine is going to be opposite over hypotenuse, or negative 1/2 divided by 1. Anything divided by 1 is just itself, so it's negative 1/2. Cosine of theta is going to be adjacent over hypotenuse. So negative root 3 over 2 divided by 1, which is just negative root 3 over 2. Tangent of negative 150 degrees is going to be opposite over hypotenuse. So negative 1/2 divided by over negative root 3 over 2. So divided by negative root 3 over 2. But that's the same thing as saying negative 1/2 times 2 over negative root 3. Can you guys see that low? Try to write a little bigger. Negative 1/2 times 2 over negative root 3. The negatives cancel, the 2's cancel. I'm going to be left with 1 over root 3 in fully simplified form. Get rid of the radical in the denominator. I'll have root 3 on top, over 3 for tangent. And then for cosecant, cosecant, secant, and tangent, remember that cosecant is 1 over sine, so cosecant will be negative 2 over 1, or negative 2. Secant is 1 over cosine, so secant will be, instead of negative root 3 over 2, it'll be negative 2 over root 3. And cotangent, 1 over tangent, instead of being 1 over root 3, it'll just be root 3 over 1, or root 3 for cotangent. That was a quick oversimplification, but this way you guys can slow me down, pause me when you need to. Let me just write it out over here. Some people like to see it written out. Cosecant is going to be negative 5 pi over 6 is going to be 1 over sine, so negative 2. Secant of negative 150 degrees is going to be 1 over cosine, so negative 2 over root 3, which is root 3 over root 3, so it's going to be negative 2 root 3 over 3. And lastly, cotangent is going to be root 3. Okay, thanks for tuning in. See you guys next time.